everyone, and welcome to another edition of my Become Unstoppable series. But as you may have noticed, I've got a little bit of a different backdrop to what I normally have, and that is because I'm on a business retreat / holiday in Thailand. And while I'm here with some of my wonderful people that I'm with on this retreat, I've asked them if they will do some interviews with me. So today I've got the amazing Jayne. Jayne, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jayne Walker and I am a coach for female entrepreneurs that want to start their own beauty business and need coaching on how to start that.
And as always, I always forget to introduce myself. So I'm Julie Fitzpatrick from Millieside Therapy and Coaching, and I also work with business owners and professionals though to relieve them from their stress, overwhelm, lack of confidence, and help them to find clarity and purpose so basically they can become unstoppable. So Jayne, before we carry on any further, as you know, I always ask my guests the very famous question of what does being unstoppable mean to you?
It's working with your passion. I love people, I love to see people strive in what it is they do, and my passion and my unstoppability is to see other people thrive in their own businesses.
I love that. I love that. And actually we've got a lot of synergy in what we do anyway. As we both said, we're in the coaching business, but that hasn't always been what you've done. How did you end up where you are now?
No, I originally started as a beauty therapist and then went into doing Avon as a sales leader, which I still do, but I found my passion with coaching and want to help other people because I've already started and had my own businesses in beauty. I wanted to be able to coach other females to be able to do that for themselves.
So what is your main story though? Why are you here now? I mean, we know we're women in the prime of our lives, right? We haven't always been aware, well I certainly wasn't, about the whole mindset thing and how actually our old body is our subconscious mind. So when do you think, what happened to you really to make you start going down that route of thinking about your mindset and working on yourself?
Actually, mindset has always been something that I've been aware of even before it became what it is today, and I was aware that people don't actually understand it, and I felt with all the knowledge that I've gained over the years would be something that I would be able to help other people with, and to use mindset to accomplish anything they want to accomplish.
Because we all have blocks, don't we?
I've still got blocks.
Still got some. You've overcome a lot.
I've overcome a lot, but I've still got blocks.
The same as me, and I've done a lot of work on myself as you have too, but even on our retreat that we're on now, isn't it? We're only on day one and we've just done ball breaking, and you had to sort of put in the middle what your fears are. So mine is still a little bit there around being successful in my business because it's new to me too. So I guess you've probably got similar kind of fears.
Yes, being on video is one of them.
Which is why she's doing this.
I'm now accomplishing that one and overcoming that one. But the ball blocking, the breaking that we did earlier today, by writing down what our fears are and literally breaking through with our fist and cracking that board, knows that I can do this and we can both do this and achieve what we want to.
And it's really powerful, isn't it?
It was incredibly powerful. The energy that you get from the workup that we had, empowering statements, doing our boom and getting yourself in state, incredibly powerful.
And I don't know about you, but this is what I teach my clients, because I work with my clients with their subconscious mind and their conscious mind, because we can talk a good talk and we can change the way we are and the way that we feel consciously, absolutely. But if we really want to get to the root cause of it is going into that subconscious mind, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. There's so much more going on behind the scenes than what we show in front of.
Yeah, and the rule of thumb really is your subconscious mind and your conscious mind need to be aligned, and if they're not, the subconscious is going to win. So yeah, we can, can't we? We can tell ourselves we're amazing and it's great to be positive and be on that high vibration, but once you kind of forget to be conscious about saying how wonderful you are, then the subconscious goes, hello,
and takes over.
Yeah, you're not good enough actually, are you?
No, and that's I think is part of it, isn't it? That where you believe in yourself and then you've got this little chirp on your shoulder saying, can you, can't you, can you? And you need the other one to be louder and stronger.
Yes.
And overpower.
And you're actually spot on, actually, because it's an inner voice, isn't it?
It is an inner voice.
Yeah, and it is just a voice, right? And you can control that voice. In fact, I mean, interestingly, the only thing we can control in our lives is what we say to ourselves, right? And our mind. And our mind is literally the most powerful tool we've got. Our imagination is so strong that we can visualize things, we can imagine things, but we can also imagine negative things, and that's what most of us are good at. So even fears, anxiety, stress, procrastination, they're all fear-based, right? Imposter syndrome, all fear-based, and it is just a belief. We weren't born with those fears. In fact, we're only born with fear of falling and fear of loud noises, right? The rest of them are habits, they're learnt behaviours, they're beliefs that we've accumulated over the years. But actually, if we created them, we can reverse them, right?
Yeah. And those beliefs can come from anywhere. It doesn't have to be something that you've told yourself. It's normally what other people have told you, and you believe, and they're not true. It's only what you tell yourself that is true.
What would you say would be a good example of a belief that you had that came maybe from your childhood?
That I was stupid was the biggest one that I had, and it turns out that I wasn't stupid. I had dyslexia, and it wasn't found out until later on in life, and I just automatically assumed that I was stupid while I was at school, and I found different ways of coping with that and come up with different systems myself to realise I'm not stupid. I'm quite capable of doing anything I set out to do, and it's that belief in yourself that makes the difference.
And once you overcome that belief, like, there's no stopping you, is there? You do literally become unstoppable.
Which is what this is all about.
This is what this is
totally
all about.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Anything you want to achieve, you put your mind to, you can achieve. It's simple as that.
And that's when we have to ditch the negative talk, isn't it? I can't do this, I'm never going to be able to do this. Because if you just start changing the language you're using and just listen to what you're saying and then start reversing it and turning it into positive language, you're on the right journey, right?
Yeah. And if that negative talk is saying something to you, twist it round and find two statements that are going to make that positive. So there's always a way of twisting it round and making it benefit yourself.
So if you're, I don't know, say you're a business owner and you've got a fear of failing in your business, rather than say something like, oh, I'm never going to make this work, I'm a phenomenal therapist and coach, and I've got money in abundance, and I can't believe how clients are just attracted to me. That sounds so much more positive, doesn't it? Like, oh, I'm never going to get any clients, I'm never going to get any money.
Why would they want to listen to me?
Yeah, in the same way, if you're a professional and you're in a job that maybe you're lacking in confidence because you can't go for that promotion, or you feel like you can't go for that, just tell yourself, I'm going to do it because I am more than enough. Keep telling yourself you're unstoppable, you are enough, you can do anything you set your mind to, and just start your journey. But I would say you can do a lot on your own, but most people need to get coaches, and this is what we've done, isn't it?
Mentors and coaches is definitely the way to go, and it doesn't matter in what aspect, you can always find somebody that will mentor you, support you.
In fact, the rule of thumb, isn't it, is find a mentor or coach who's done already what you want to do. So for us, if you're looking for someone who's going to help you get over your mindset and get you to on that unstoppable journey, then come and speak to us, because I've been on that journey. I know exactly what it was like. I spent 35 years in the corporate world, and I realise now that I didn't have the ability, or didn't know how to actually feel in my body and embody those feelings and release them.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that if you've got these negative thoughts that show and come out within your body, it's not, your mental health has a way of actually bringing it out into ailments within inside yourself. Yeah. So by finding these blocks that you've got, you can actually make yourself feel so much better physically as well as mentally.
Yeah, and when I work with my clients now, because when we first start out, you're playing around with your different niches, aren't you? What's your favourite? But I realised that every single client that I had without fail mentioned that they were stressed, they were overwhelmed, and that was impacting their confidence, and they probably had anxiety and things like that too. So that's what I'm focusing on now, is getting people back to basics, You've got to look after yourself. If you don't put yourself first, then you're going to start feeling these physical and psychological conditions.
And a lot of mine is time management, how you spend your time, what you spend your time doing.
Absolutely.
Having some sort of focus within the day that you know that you're going to actually achieve, and using a scheduler, finding different ways of using the time that you've got.
Absolutely.
It's so important. Otherwise you find yourself, and the time's gone, the day's gone, and you've done nothing. It's all right having these ideas, but you need to follow a structure.
Yeah. And a good example of that is if you say, I don't have time to do anything, and you find that you're watching 2 or 3 hours of TV every night, then I tell you something, you have got time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So sometimes, you know, when you've got kids and you're working and you're running around, it can be really difficult, but we need to make sure that we still put time in for us and make ourselves the main responsibility. It's like the plane analogy, and if you don't put your mask on, then
You can't
do anything.
Yeah, no. And you can't help others if you're too busy running around doing other stuff.
Too busy being busy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of time when you are, exactly as you just said, busy being busy and not actually functioning in the way that needs to be done and not getting anything completed.
Yeah.
So it's all right, you can be busy being busy. I mean, there's so many different examples of that.
It's about having that focus.
Yeah, and having those times when you're running around and you've achieved your to-do list and you've ticked half a dozen things off. But how many of those actually moved you forward?
Yeah.
And
And
that's
it's
one of
also
the things
celebrating those wins as well, isn't it?
Yes, celebrating a win is so important, even if it's small. So if you have moved your business 1% forward, then that's got to be celebrated.
So Jayne, thank you so much for joining me on this.
You're more than welcome.
You know, we're only on day 1, and the thing that you came up today was the fear of being on camera. So I said, right, we're going to do this interview. Do you want to do it at the end of the retreat once you've had it? No, I want to do it now.
We're going to get it done.
So high five, girl.
Woo!
And I'm going to be doing some more of these, so I look forward to seeing you with my next wonderful guest. Thank you for watching.
Bye.